Good day.
Thank you.
Yeah, today we're in the farm. It's really exciting. We've been going around the farm. We're with Mr. Solomon. Please introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Solomon Dansura by name.
What's the size of
Um,
your farm?
Here we're in 17 hectares size farm in Kwal,
Purely
Plateau
maize.
State. Purely
What variety are you growing?
maize, SC719 to be precise. Um, and you can see the stage. The farm is looking refreshed, and the farm is quite doing well at the moment.
Now, how old is the farm?
It's about 3 months now. 14th, that's when we commence planting. Rough 3 months now.
I see the plants are looking very healthy. I see the cobs are beginning to initiate and looking also very promising. It seems you're looking forward to what conventionally we say a bumper yield. Can you just share briefly what are your good agronomic practice that you're embracing compared to the conventional farmers? What different are you doing?
Yeah, thank you so much. I remember last year when I cultivated this same piece of land. The outcome was not encouraging as much as we have this year. And someone linked me up with EcoFarms, Mr. Ben here, the agronomist, and we had time together on how to tinker with the methods used in cultivating maize. I've actually been used to the old traditional methods, but with my interaction with him, we identify key parameters that have actually not been able to put to use. And so we agreed that we're going to approach it in a different way or tinker with my own approach and see how far we could go. The first thing we did was to embark on soil analysis. A lot of farmers don't do soil analysis.
Absolutely.
People just go farming without first finding out for themselves what are the requirements under the soil. In as much as we're dealing with a heavy dependent nutrient crop. So we did that and had the first diagnosis of my problem. There were deficiencies, there were problems with the soil nutrient. And so we began to discuss with Mr. Ben in EcoFarms, and I was introduced to a number of concepts and a number of inputs that we approach the farm this year with. So as you can see this year, as regarding population-wise, the crop population is good, is adequate for me compared to last year.
Okay.
And then you look at the kind of approach we use. We didn't just apply the normal fertilizer, the NPK 2020 or the 1515. We actually introduced the organic fertilizer. So we noticed that the organic component of the soil is largely lacking, yes, and so we had to buffer it.
That's correct.
And that's how we roll the farm for this year.
Okay, I want you to share on your nutrient schedule. I see you did a three-part nutrient application.
Yes, that's correct.
At the initial startup dose at 2 to 3 weeks of your germination.
Absolutely. So we did a 3 nutrient schedule. The first was that we had to, at 2 weeks after germination, we applied 15, 15, 15. To be specific, we did what's it called now? This 15-15 brand.
You did
Watt-Cort, yes, exactly. I did a Watt-Cort 15-15, 3 weeks after germination. And the reason for the 3 weeks was because we had an initial problem with the seed, which germination rate was not too good. And so we had to replant and then to catch up with that.
We allowed those replants to catch up before we...
Exactly. So, and after 3 weeks, we had to do the second application. And this time we focus on urea and organic.
Yeah. So the first application,
15 organic.
Yeah. You blended.
We blended the organic, and then the second urea with organic,
And
And then
the reason for the first blend with 15-15 is and the organic is to give the plants a starter dose to springboard in.
exactly.
And the reason we did urea the second application was at that state the crops were on their vegetative state and they
Exactly.
required a lot of nitrogen.
Yes, that's true.
And then the final dose you did was
we did the SSP.
Okay. That's a single superphosphate.
Yes, we did the single superphosphate and also applied the NPK in combination
with the organic.
Yes.
And the reason we brought in the phosphatic fertilizer was when maize crops are initiating their cobs, their phosphatic need then is high.
Yeah,
and we're looking to increase our yields. So I can see we're having 2 or 3 cobs,
yes.
majorly 2.
Yeah.
So the phosphate is kicking in already, and your grains are beginning to mature. We'll come and look at your grain patterns, your grain weights, and take some of those parameters.
Oh yes, I will really appreciate.
One other key thing I want you to also point out to other farmers listening to this interview: why did you have to cover your fertilizers when you were applying them? Why didn't you just walk through the farm and broadcast your nutrients?
Yeah, because there are so many factors that from the records that we consider. Like I did said earlier, the approach, you may have been doing something the right way, something that is appropriate and correct, but the approach also is a factor.
Yes.
So like I said, we needed to tinker with the approach. Rather than just applying fertilizer by the site, what we did was to dig 5 centimeter and then apply the fertilizer.
Yes.
Just to enable for optimal utilization by the crop, and to also to control leaching, and then heavy rainfall can just wash away the nutrients. So when you do that, though it's intensive,
of course,
but it's
a lot of work.
You see a lot of impact when you succeed in doing that. The results are obvious on the farm.
So we're encouraging farmers, don't waste. Fertilizers are very expensive now.
Yes.
You don't need to come and broadcast or just pour it on the surface.
Yes.
Take your time to bury your fertilizer beside your
and in addition to that, there's a need for fertilizer management. Many farmers don't know that you also need to manage your fertilizer. For instance, before now, I could use more than 4 bags, 5 bags per hectare. But with the concept of burying the fertilizer by the side of the maize stand,
you've greatly cut
down the cost. This year, I'm in the neighborhood of just 3.5 bags per hectare.
Excellent.
And
then you are getting your yields.
Yes.
So it's very possible that farmers have been wasting their fertilizers.
Exactly. Farmers oftentimes waste their
cost of inputs now we can't afford to waste. Of course, there's the climate factor too. Rain patterns are changing.
Exactly.
If you bury your fertilizer, it's safe with your crop until when the rain comes. That's fine. Really looking forward to your harvest.
Yes, I'm excited, and I'm expecting something better.
Would you be happy to take young farmers or less experienced farmers as mentees?
Oh, sure.
Because in Nigeria now we're having major challenges with our food security. A lot of young people are just jumping into farming with not just young, a lot of people, retirees, older, less experienced farmers.
Oh,
it's important we have a system where people can come and say, how are you getting it right? We will be happy to learn from you.
I would absolutely want to encourage as many young persons who might be looking in this direction, and I'm open for mentorship and guidance.
That's fine.
Although I grew up in the farm, but farming is both science and art,
and it's evolving every time.
And it's evolving. The strategy for 10 years ago farming approach is different altogether. This time around, we're talking about organic fertilizer. We're talking about sustainability.
Yes.
The soil needs to be alive. Everything needs to be alive. We need to be alive. We that depend on the crop.
Yes.
And so there's a lot that is going on now that people don't know, hitherto in the past don't know anything about. So I will be open for mentorship with young people who are promising and interested. We want serious young people because we are serious people. If you are not serious, farming is business and business is farming. I mean, someone said farming is absolutely a business.
It's not a
it's
hobby.
not just a hobby
not,
and
yes,
a cultural thing.
Yes, it's serious business.
It's a business.
Particularly now when you have to buy a bag of fertilizer for nearly 60K.
Exactly.
It can't be hobby. It's
you
serious work.
You have to learn the business angle of farming. If you grew up having farming as a culture, you also need to come and learn the business angle of farming.
Yes.
And it's highly profitable at this time of food crisis, a near food crisis situation in our country. EcoFarm did a lot to this year farming. I can't just but commend them. Please check out on them.
Yeah,
they are in the city of Jos.
Oh,
and,
yes, we are. And we are eager to meet every
just around Miango Junction. They are doing a great deal to farmers on the plateau.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the partnership, and we have a lot to do. We have other discussion going on with Mr. Ben. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.